Miller. We can agree that CRT is not being taught in the classroom. CRT is an ideology, not a curriculum. SEL is the curriculum to bring in this ideology. SEL is a trauma-based curriculum, appropriate as an intervention and for those students that come from a trauma-based home or have experienced trauma. Carmel Clay Schools has adopted this curriculum across the board for every child, regardless of their background. At no time in my 33 years as a classroom teacher in Carmel have we ever adopted and applied a one-size-fits-all curriculum until SEL. This curriculum has brought safe spots to the elementary classroom, as well as rooms such as the Rocket Retreat at Smoky Row or the Zen Den at Town Meadow, where students are allowed to go at will in order to work on self-regulation. A further look into SEL shows that parents are in the farthest circle and have not been informed on the tenets being taught to their children. Parents are notified every time their child goes to the nurse. However, parents are not notified when their children leave the classroom, miss instructional time, and are sitting in a blow-up canoe as they work through the issue with an instructional assistant that is no longer out working in classrooms, but sits waiting for a student to come down. Last fall, during a pandemic, when not many students had been to the retreat, a Google Doc went out to teachers asking for ideas on how they could get more students using the retreat. How about teachers are doing such a great job, it's not needed. 3rd through 10th graders were given a survey by a company called Panorama. Many parents were shocked to find out that a survey sent to middle school students asked such inappropriate questions such as, should the government continue to fund Planned Parenthood? What is your stance on abortion? Should transgender athletes be allowed to compete in athletic events? What does this have to do with any of our state standards? What is this data being used for? The CRT ideology opens the door for teachers to bring their personal political feelings into the classroom. At Creekside, Tim Ferriss gave a morning announcement and said, teachers, we still have 51 students testing in the multipurpose room. Please do the pledge, the moment of silence in your classroom. Announcements were sent in an email. A teacher's response, we are not going to do the pledge because what's the point in doing the pledge if it's not true? The pledge of allowance. This teacher also allows students to stand for the pledge, but they aren't allowed to recite it. CCS, you need to stay in your lane. It's time to get back to the goal of excellence in education. Your job is to teach reading, writing, math, social studies, and science. You are overreaching into the family lane, and that is creating a big problem. It works best when teachers teach and parents parent. We've always focused on differentiation and giving all students what they need. SEL should be used for those it was intended, not for a one-size-fits-all.
Next,